There is an old line in stock car racing: if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. It isn't a joke, it's a business plan. Because for 50 years, the smartest engineers in America pointed their brains at one thing: not building a faster car, but finding the sentence NASCAR forgot to write. And every single time they found one, NASCAR closed it, which only told the next guy where to dig. This is the list. Every great banned trick in NASCAR history in order, building to the one that was completely legal and got banned anyway. This is speed and style. Let's count them down. Number 1, drafting. We start here because it's the purest example of the whole game. 1960. Junior Johnson is at Daytona with a car that is 22 miles an hour slower than the leaders. He should not be able to finish, let alone win. Then a faster car goes by him in practice, and Junior notices something. When he tucks in right behind it, his own car speeds up. The car in front is punching a hole in the air, and he's riding through it for free. He rode that hole all day and slingshot past on the last lap. He won the 1960 Daytona 500 in a slower car. They didn't ban it, they couldn't. He hadn't touched the car, he'd found a loophole in physics. But it taught everyone the lesson: the rulebook governs metal, it doesn't govern air. Number 2, the smooth belly. Junior again. He figured out that the underside of a stock car is a disaster, an ugly mess of pipes and brackets tearing the air apart underneath you. So he smoothed it. Nobody had thought about underbody airflow, so there was no rule against it. NASCAR wrote one after. Number 3, the frozen gas. This is smoky unique, and it's my favorite because it's not really mechanical at all. It's chemistry. Gasoline shrinks when it's cold, so Smokey chilled his fuel until it was near freezing, then poured it in. The tank measured legal, but once it warmed to racing temperature, it expanded, and he was running more fuel than anyone else, which meant fewer stops. There was no rule about fuel temperature, because why would there be? Number 4, the 11-foot fuel line. Same man, same principle. NASCAR strictly limited the size of your fuel tank. NASCAR said nothing at all about the length of your fuel line. So Smokey ran a fuel line so long and so fat, coiled up inside the car, that it held around 5 extra gallons all by itself. Inspectors could pull the tank, measure it, hand it back, and never once find the gas hiding in the plumbing. Number 5, the yellow banana. 1966, Atlanta. Junior Johnson builds a Ford Galaxie with a drooping nose, a raised tail, a chopped roof, and windows so narrow they had to physically lift the driver and slide him in through the opening. It wasn't a Ford. It was a shape wearing a Ford's name. Ford was boycotting the sport, and NASCAR was losing money, so officials waved it through inspection. The car led, then crashed. Somebody in the pit said the obvious thing: no wonder. Nobody can drive a banana at 150 miles an hour. That afternoon changed everything. When the teams reached Daytona the next February, NASCAR was waiting with something new: body templates. Metal cutouts that had to fit your car to prove it was still shaped like a car. Every template used today exists because of one yellow Ford. Number 6, the rear exhaust. 1969, Junior Johnson, now an owner, sends Leroy Yarborough out at Daytona with the exhaust pipes running out the back of the car instead of the sides. Straight pipes, less restriction, more horsepower. Simple. Except there was a side effect nobody planned for. Rear exhaust dumps scalding gas and dirty air directly into the face of whoever is drafting behind you. It didn't just make his car faster, it poisoned the air for everyone chasing him. Yarborough won. And within weeks, half the field was building rear exhausts, and NASCAR realized superspeedway racing was about to stop being racing at all. No one could follow anybody. Bill Gazaway, NASCAR's technical director, shut it down on safety grounds. Hot gas blowing into the air intakes of the cars behind wasn't something he was willing to allow. And Yarborough, laughing, said the truest sentence anybody has said about this sport. Junior Johnson got another rule change. That's the pattern. Innovate, dominate, get outlawed, get remembered. Now, we're about to hit the era where the cheating stops being clever and starts being chemical. Nitrous oxide hidden inside the frame of the car, a wax trick that melts mid-race. And at the end, the only car in NASCAR history that broke no rules whatsoever and got banned anyway, which is the single most revealing thing this sport has ever done. Subscribe, because that last one is the story nobody tells properly. Number 7. The winged cars. 1969 and 1970. Dodge and Plymouth build cars with 18-inch nose cones and 23-inch wings. Buddy Baker takes one over 200 miles an hour at Talladega, the first man ever to do it on a closed track. Then they win roughly 2/3 of the 1970 season. NASCAR never bans them, it just rules that any car with that body shape may only run a 305 cubic inch engine, when everyone else runs far bigger. Perfectly legal, completely dead. Number 8. Laughing gas. Daytona, 1976. Qualifying. AJ Foyt, Darrell Waltrip, and Dave Marcis run laps roughly a full second faster than they'd managed in practice. That gap is impossible. NASCAR pulls all 3 cars in and inspects them for 7 hours. Officials tell Waltrip's crew chief they will cut the car into pieces if that's what it takes. He gives it up. The nitrous oxide bottle is hidden inside a chassis tube in the frame of the car. Nitrous is oxygen-rich gas. Feed it in and you get a violent burst of horsepower for 1 lap, exactly long enough to qualify. Foyt's crew chief offered one of the great excuses in sports history, claiming he'd simply forgotten the bottles were in there from years earlier. And Marcis, his crime was different and cleverer. He had a movable flap in front of the radiator. On a qualifying lap, close it. The car slips through the air like a knife. Then open it before the engine cooks itself. All 3 had their times thrown out. 2 unknown independents ended up on the front row of the Daytona 500. Each team was fined $1,000. Number 9. Melting wax. 1983 Charlotte. Richard Petty wins his 198th race. His engine measures nearly 382 cubic inches against a 358 limit. And he has left side tires, the soft, grippy ones, bolted to the right side of the car. The wildest part is how the engine passed pre-race inspection at all. According to accounts of Maurice Petty's confession, wax was packed into the cylinders. Cold, the engine measures legal. Hot, the wax melts away, and the real displacement and the real power appears. The King was fined $35,000 and docked 104 points. NASCAR let him keep the win. Number 10. The additive. 2007 Daytona. An inspector reaches his bare hand into Michael Waltrip's intake manifold and pulls it out coated in a clear, odorless, Vaseline-like substance. The press called it jet fuel. NASCAR said flatly that it wasn't. To this day, they've never named it. Some accounts say it may have been little more than canned cooking gel. Whatever it was an oxygenate, a chemical that sneaks extra oxygen into the burn. Crew chief thrown out and fined $100,000, points stripped before the season even began. And Waltrip standing in a podium telling reporters the thing that actually broke him. His 9-year-old daughter had asked him why he cheated. It didn't even make the car faster. And finally, number 11. The car that broke no rules. 1997 All-Star Race. Ray Evernham and Hendrick Motorsports build a car for Jeff Gordon nicknamed T-Rex. They didn't cheat, that's the point. They read the rulebook, line by line, and optimized everything the rules didn't specifically forbid. Geometry, weight distribution, setup. Until the car was a monster. Gordon dominated the race, won it going away. The car was legal. NASCAR looked at it and asked Hendrick to never bring it back. And that's where the whole story lands. Because for a century, the sport told these men that the rulebook was the rulebook. Until somebody read it too well. They didn't ban the cheating. They banned winning by too much.